What's up, everybody? Chris here from Bull Canyon Outdoors, and this morning we're going to be installing some sway bar disconnects on Connor's 2007 JK. So we're going to talk about what the sway bars do, we're going to get the sway bar disconnects on, and we're actually going to test them on our little display ramp. So let's take a look and see what we're working with. Alright, so with the regular non-disconnectable sway bar ends, you can see it made it almost all the way up the display ramp. But without being able to disconnect the sway bars, it doesn't give enough articulation to push it all the way up. So we got to this point, the rear tire on this side started spinning, so that's the max level that I can go to with non-disconnected sway bars. So now we're going to back it back down, we're going to put on the sway bar disconnects, and we're going to try it again. Here's the sway bar disconnects we're going to install. Now these are fully adjustable from about 2 inches to 6 inches of lift. They come with the locator pins, the removable cotter pins. They are fully serviceable, so they have Zerk fittings. So we're going to get these put on, and then we're going to retest it on our little display ramp here. Connor's Jeep already has quite a few modifications. It's got a 2.5 inch lift on it. It's running a 33 inch tire right now. But one thing that wasn't considered in the lift kit when it was put together are the sway bar ends. This is the sway bar right here. Goes all the way across, connects with these two ends right down there to the axle. Now the sway bar disconnect is going to allow for this to be disconnected so the sway bar is completely free. And what that does for you is that increases the articulation of the front axle. Now one thing Jeeps have always been known for is great articulation, which is the flex from side to side of the axles. That's a characteristic of a solid axle vehicle, and it's something that we want to take advantage of. Now, back in 1941, they didn't have sway bars. But now, because a lot of Jeeps are driven on the road, we want to keep them safe. So the sway bars have been added to decrease body roll, make it a little bit more manageable. But when you're off-road, you want all that flex. So we're going to put on the sway bar disconnects and make it so you can connect it on-road and disconnect it off-road. To get started, we're going to need our new sway bar ends, and we're going to need an 18mm wrench and 18mm socket. So we'll get the old one off and get started. Because the sway bar ends were replaced with the lift kit, they're already the right size for what the new sway bar disconnects need to be. So now we just have to measure them up, get the new ones adjusted correctly, and we'll get them installed.
The sway bar disconnect comes with 2 pins, so you don't need to use any of the old hardware. The bigger one connects to the sway bar itself facing outwards, and the smaller one connects to the axle facing inward.
Let's try it on the ramp again with them disconnected before we install the new sway bar disconnects. Alright, as you can see, with the sway bar disconnected, it's able to climb all the way up onto the display ramp. Now before, it spun this rear tire and it spun this front tire over here on the passenger side when all the weight was taken off. But we replaced the divots, disconnected the sway bar, and now as you can see, it has way better articulation. Not only does it bring this front wheel up higher, you can see that the hood stays more level and the axle has all the room to move. So that is why you put sway bar disconnects on a 2007 to 2018 JK and JKU. Once the pins are installed, we've got the Zerk fittings all greased up, the new sway bar disconnects are the correct length, and it's time to install them. Alright, with the new sway bar quick disconnects fully adjusted, installed, greased up, we are ready to go. So that's it. That is the adjustable sway bar disconnect install on a 2007 to 2018 JK and JKU. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them below. And do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and ring that bell. That way you'll be the first to know we do a cool install, fun run, gear review, anything like that coming from Bold Canyon Outdoors. So for Bold Canyon Outdoors, this is Chris and Connor signing off. Happy trails, everybody.